Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing functions and identifying features. This is standard A.3C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 51 of the 2021 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a graph here, models a linear relationship between the number of monthly payments made on a loan and then the remaining balance, okay, left to pay. So that makes sense. As we get more and more monthly payments, our remaining balance is actually going to drop, right? So we're going to have a negative slope because the more we pay, the less we have to pay off. Okay, so which statement best describes the x-intercept of the graph? Now we've got 2 points here, right? So we've got this, and they look weird because the points actually have a comma in the y value. So it looks like it's a series of 3 numbers, but actually we've got this right here. So our x value is 10, and our y value is 22,500. Same with this, x value 10, y value is 11,250. If I wanted to, right, now I can calculate the slope, but look at our question. The question is asking for the x-intercept, so we don't really need to calculate the slope. What are our 2 intercepts? Well, they're asking for the x-intercept, but if we're looking on our mathematics chart, if we're looking at our reference materials for the STAAR, guess what we're not going to find? Any definition for either of these. So the x-intercept is where the function, in this case our function is represented by the line, so let's call it the line, crosses it's an x-intercept, so it's going to cross the x-axis. And so our y-intercept, since it's the partner there, instead of crossing the x-axis, is where the line crosses the y-axis. And so our x-intercept has a y value of 0, and then that x value is wherever it crosses the x-axis. And so typically, instead of using the entire coordinate pair like this, what we'll do is we'll just reference the x value since we know the y value is going to be 0. And that's actually another word for this, is we can think of it as the 0 of the function, because we're thinking of what value of x makes f of x equals 0, and the function of x is the range just like y is the range. And so if y is 0, like we've got right here, what's the value of x? So that 0 is another way of thinking of that x-intercept. Our y-intercept is a little bit different. We know that the x value is going to be 0, and the y is going to be whatever that y-intercept is, and typically we'll just refer to the y-intercept as that y value. And this shows up sometimes in our slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. This b right here is this y value. So it looks like it's between 25 and 3,000. I'm seeing this 27. So let's call our y-intercept $27,000. That's what it started with, right? So the balance was $27,000. Paid it off, paid it off, paid it off, and then when your remaining balance is 0, what do we have right here? We've got 60. So our x-intercept, or our 0, is 60. So what does that mean? Well, the x-intercept is 60, which represents the initial balance in dollars. Well, it's not $60 to start with. It was like $27,000 to start with. So that is not what that 60 represents. The x-intercept is not 27,000. That's the y-intercept, so we're just going to go ahead and eliminate those two. So it has to be C. So let's see what it says here. The x-intercept is 60, which represents the number of monthly payments needed to pay. Yeah, this is the x-axis is labeled as number of monthly payments. It takes 60 payments, right? 5 years, that's a typical loan, like on a car, and that's how long it takes to pay it off. So my answer here is C.